Hello and welcome as today's date comes in that of Saturday, the 6th day of July 2019. My name is Derek. Like always, all bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. I could have done a video yesterday. Yesterday, I did not. It was one of those, yeah, if something comes up or if I feel like it was just, I never got in the mood to doing one. And price action yesterday, as it still is right now, is firmly in this sideways range. And when I say firmly, there's been how many support tests at around 11,340-ish, a ballpark area? A lot. I'm not going to count. And then in the area here at around, well, first we got about where we are standing, 11,460 area, and then you got a couple different layers above that, 11,526, and then this high at 11,637. This range goes back to, well, yesterday night. On the single hour term time frame, well, that's just this little bit in here. Maybe it's going to develop an inverted head and shoulders esque style pattern, as we could have like the left shoulder hair head, and that's why I said S because this neckline, yeah, it's in the same area, but it's a most noticeable pierce below. But you know what? That would be the breakout area if it's managing to get up there for. I mean, this is just a long sideways consolidation, but it is holding this level of previous resistance after this good green candle move up. And on the daily, it's just stuck in this 18 average correctionary phase. So it goes in here on June the 30th. So now it has spent the entire month of July so far, just hanging in there within this band, still barely going up. That it can go sideways and whatever kind of deal, but until it gets above the highs or the lows, it's going to remain in this correctionary phase. And it's, of course, got to noticeably get above or below as well. 18 average of highs comes in at 11,835 today, and the 18 average of lows, it's front weighted, 10,622. On the Litecoin movement, yesterday's low was 116 and a half. Yesterday's high was 118 and a half. Volatility about $2 or about 1.7, 1.8%. Not much for today. With a differential of 118 on the low, but 121 almost on the high. Differential 2 and 3/4 or so, 2 point something percent. It's not much. But overall, this has just been going sideways for a decent amount of time in this 150. Well, ever even since this breakout in here, but we'll say even since June the 7th. It's been basically 1 month, and okay, so we've had moments of well, we started the break at where we are now in the 110s, 118, low 120s, and then we spent a bunch of time around 132, and it just stayed there for a while. So I thought it would have been breaking out by now, but just because I think something doesn't mean that something always happens, or whatever else on that. I'm just waiting for that situation to take place where, well, is it going to be a nice little move to the upside for Litecoin or is it going to retrace lower? Markets oftentimes up will say, oh, it goes up before the halvening, which is about a month away. And you can say, well, it's already done that. Or will there be more? I don't know. I think there will be. Oh, I mean, I guess I can't say I don't know, but I don't know for certain. I don't know for very high probability odds for where the next moves will come in. Just rather play the ratio trades. And one of the markets that's been kicking ass over the last few days, commented or mentioned in a comment a couple of days ago, is that of Komodo, KMD. And as we look at it on the daily term, price action in here after this fall, there's been a lot of sudden rises, sudden falls. It started breaking down from the 18 average of highs on June the 14th, and it did so all the way to the 26th. But as it got up to the 18 average band from June the 30th and hitting this low on July the 3rd, it came up to this high, came down to the low, and just in itself, when you look at this was a pretty interesting pattern because it was definitely enough to flatten out the bands. And oh, are you going to attempt to revert the trend? And the answer was yes. And here, the next day, I am going to IB in that Komodo to do so, and even further consolidation with, of course, this line down close to the 18 average of highs within the intraday session. 18 average of highs comes in at 1358. If we take a look at this on the 4-hour term time frame, that would be close to the low here was 1368. It's not like other people even look at those numbers because it's not one of those 50-day moving average self-fulfilling prophecies. No, not even maybe. But within this correctionary move that it had in here, it's had a nice little continuation because it's gotten above this previous high. On the single hour term time frame, there's a little bit of congestion and consolidation, holding, literally holding and completely staying above this for now anyway, this 1551 level that it resisted in here. And this means at any time it could be ready for a big gain. It looked like possibly this last hour it was ready for such. Obviously has pulled back a little bit, but that's when you see something like this at 8:15. Sometimes this move is going to happen and it's going to go, well, actually not 8:15 a.m. I was thinking price 18:15. That's why I paused there. But the bottom line is, as this was happening, it was leaving off from here. It was getting above this high. This is a situation where it's looking, okay, this thing could go really big, and it still may. But it didn't get that large of a move. It's still a higher low from here in this correctionary phase. It could be a point low, point high, point low, somewhere in here. This thing in the next half hour, 40 minutes could just be popping up, and we could be 17, 1800 fast. Because when these things go, they go. And for me, I've been selling Komodo for the cross against Litecoin. And amongst Theta, I wasn't up early enough to catch this nice move in here, which was at 6:15 a.m. price action, getting above this level, and then this pullback. And now let's take a look at this on the 1 minute. As much as it doesn't look the greatest, there were a few coins I wanted to sell Theta for. One of which I wish I would have, because, well, we'll see. One was Ripple, and I did. I would have sold it in as it was breaking down in here. I had 1051. I think I might have sold at 753, somewhere in here. Might have been 1050 that I sold, or 1049. But then I noticed, like I looked, I put my sell order in. I noticed it was like 6 basis points lower. I'm like, man, and I got to sell it. Okay, so I did that. Bought my Theta. Excuse me, bought my Ripple. And well, this of course started breaking down at 759. One of the other coins that I wanted to buy with it was Waves. And yeah, you're a little too late. Because I would have been buying it right in here somewhere. But it's going up nicely, even higher than I thought. 1878, it's getting close to where I might need to now sell Waves to buy Theta. And price action on this, it's been getting its ass kicked on the daily time frame. It's a move to the 18 average of highs. Okay, this is a level of possible resistance. And it's also this previous area here, which has already gotten above. But this is one of those fast moves, as I've stated with a lot of these crypto markets. I mean, when they're ready to go. Now, how could you tell beforehand that this was going to happen? Oh, was it because it was declining nicely in here? Did this volume bar tell you anything? Oh, did those couple periods help out? Well, there we go. And then buying here, sometimes it's going to work out. In this case, it looks like it would. But, yeah, when coins are ready to go, they'll go. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.